Deep in the heart of County Offaly, Ireland, stands Leap Castle. While its silhouette against the Irish sky is striking, its reputation is far darker. It is widely considered the most haunted castle in the world. At the center of this infamy is a room on the upper floor known as the Bloody Chapel, a place where the stone walls seem to have soaked up centuries of betrayal and agony. The origin, brother against brother. The story of the Bloody Chapel begins in 1532, following the death of the O'Carroll clan chieftain. In the vacuum of power, a bitter and violent rivalry erupted between two brothers. One was a fierce warrior, the other was a priest named Thaddeus. One morning, Thaddeus was performing holy mass for his family and followers in the castle's upper chapel. He had begun the ceremony before his brother arrived, an act the warrior brother perceived as a grave personal insult and a challenge to his authority. In a fit of demonic rage, the warrior brother burst through the chapel doors, drew his sword, and plunged it into Thaddeus's back. The priest collapsed across the altar, his blood spilling onto the sacred cloth and the stone floor in front of his horrified family. He died where he fell. Since that day, the room has been known as the Bloody Chapel, and legend says the priest's spirit has never left the altar where he was desecrated, the oubliette, the forgotten pit. For centuries, the Bloody Chapel held an even darker secret hidden behind a wall in its northeastern corner. During renovations in the early 1900s, workers discovered a small, narrow opening in the floor, a trapdoor leading to an oubliette, from the French oublier, to forget. It was a vertical dungeon, a windowless spike-bottom pit where the O'Carroll clan would forget their enemies. When it was finally excavated, workers were horrified to find 3 cartloads of human remains. Nearly 150 skeletons were found impaled on wooden spikes at the bottom of the shaft. Among the ancient bones, researchers found a 19th century pocket watch, suggesting that the forgetting pit had been used far more recently than anyone had dared to imagine. The collective energy of these hundreds of souls, dying in total darkness and abandonment, is said to be what fuels the castle's oppressive atmosphere. The elemental, the thing in the shadows. While the ghosts of the priest and the prisoners are tragic, there is another inhabitant of the Bloody Chapel that is purely malevolent, the elemental. Descriptions of this entity are consistent and terrifying. It is said to be a hunched, gray creature about the size of a sheep, with a decaying, sunken face and black cavities for eyes. Its arrival is always heralded by a sudden, overpowering stench of rotting flesh and sulfur. In the early 20th century, Mildred Darby, a resident of the castle who dabbled in the occult, wrote of a terrifying encounter with the creature. She felt a hand on her shoulder while near the chapel gallery. She turned to find the entity staring at her, its arms raised as if in a curse. Some believe the elemental is a guardian summoned by ancient druids to protect the sacred hill upon which the castle was built, while others think it is the physical manifestation of the centuries of concentrated evil committed by the O'Carrolls. The modern haunting. Even today, the Bloody Chapel refuses to remain silent. Neighbors of the castle, which is now a private residence, have frequently called the current owner, Sean Ryan, to report bright lights streaming from the upper windows of the chapel at night, as if a grand, spectral mass is being held. Yet, when the doors are open, the room is empty and pitch black. Visitors often report the Muckle Hole, a spot near the murder site, feeling unnaturally cold, and some have seen the silhouette of the priest lurking on the spiral staircase, forever trying to finish the mass that was so violently interrupted 5 centuries ago.